The first warning isn't the wave, it's the sound. A sharp crack, deep inside the ship.
This is a realistic reenactment of a worst-case maritime emergency, built around real safety procedures.
On the bridge, everything still looks manageable, which is exactly what makes it dangerous.
Below deck, you feel it first, vibration where it shouldn't be.
Ships are built to flex, but stress can turn flex into fracture.
It starts as a line, and the ocean starts pushing on that line.
The first alert, a watertight compartment sensor.
One section, then another.
Crew isolate the area, closing doors, sealing sections, trying to buy minutes.
Each udad adds force where steel is already tired.
Passengers wake to calm voices and the quiet fear behind them.
The bridge asks for damage reports, facts only, because facts decide survival.
Down below, seawater has already won the first room.
A crack under pressure doesn't leak, it cuts.
Mark the position 045. Adjust for the roll.
Lifeboats are ready, but launching in a heavy roll can kill.
Preparation begins, because hope isn't a procedure.
When the flooding spreads, the captain sends the call nobody wants to set end.
A Mayday goes out into the night, and the night answers with wind strong enough to swallow sound.
On land, dispatch confirms location and assigns assets, but weather sets the speed limit.
Helicopters launch fast, but range, headwinds, and darkness turn rescue into math.
Back aboard, the ship begins to list. Small enough to deny, big enough to change everything.
Crew push everyone upward, away from flooding, toward muster stations designed for order.
Straps tightened. Heads counted. The ocean doesn't care if you forgot your shoes. Below, they fight for pumps and valves, because if power fails, everything fails.
Then the ship shudders, and the lights blink like a failing heartbeat.
Now it's official. Abandon ship preparations, because it might be the only remaining option.
A fracture doesn't always explode. Sometimes it draws a quiet line, like a zipper starting to open.
Metal complains before it fails. Creak, pop, a sound you feel in your teeth.
They rig the boats with extra lines, trying to keep them from slamming into the hull.
The first boat moves, and everyone sees the problem. The sea is too violent to be gentle.
They wait for a lull that never comes. Storm waves don't take turns.
Rescue crews fight headwinds. Every minute forward costs fuel, and every gust steals time.
Flooding reaches critical spaces. The team pulls back, because staying would mean being trapped. As the list grows, one side becomes a cliff, the other a drop. Lifeboats turn into risks.
Small details become haunting. One forgotten toy, one open door, proof life changed mid-step.
That line widens. Millimeters become centimeters, and the ocean starts speaking louder.
Lifted unevenly, the hull becomes a bridge with no support, bending until it can't.
On the bridge, gravity changes direction. You don't fall down, you fall sideways.
Then it happens, an opening where steel should be. Water coming from inside the ship.
They abandon the lifeboat attempt and deploy rafts, because rafts survive chaos better.
Inflatables deploy fast, automatic, built for moments where you don't get a second try.
Inside, water doesn't creep anymore, it runs. Every door becomes a dam about to fail.
The ship's spine is giving way. Lights dim, flare, like it's trying to stay awake.
The order becomes absolute. Get off. Not soon, now.
People step into rafts with shaking legs because the safest place is no longer on the ship.
And then the sound. Steel tearing. The ship starts to break, not like a movie, like a failure.
The bow goes heavy first. Water fills it like weight. The stern rises, briefly, like it wants to escape.
In the raft, everyone watches the same thing.
As it disappears, the ocean becomes a funnel. The water doesn't just rise, it drags.
Power fails. The ship goes dark. In storms, darkness isn't empty. It's a curtain over danger.
Rescue finally reaches the area. Searchlights slicing the night, looking for a ship that's already gone.
The stern follows, slow at first, then faster. Gravity finishes what the storm started.
Air trapped inside escapes in bursts. It sounds like the sea breathing through metal.
Then it's gone. Not a ship on the horizon, just empty water and people floating in it.
Rescue arrives too late for the ship, but not too late for everyone. The light finds the rafts.
A rescue swimmer drops into freezing water. First priority, stabilize, count, keep people alive.
I've got you. You're secure now.
In disasters, heroic or small, one clasp secured, one handheld, one person kept calm.
The hoist is slow on purpose. Slow is how you don't lose someone back to the sea.
Hours later, dawn doesn't bring peace, just visibility. The storm eases enough to show what's left.
A rescue ship finally arrives, driving straight into leftover swell, because the ocean never truly stops.
Now it's muscle and teamwork. Lines, ladders, blankets, every move practiced for the worst day.
Shock is quiet. Even after rescue, the body stays in the storm, replaying sounds it didn't understand.
Debris spreads across miles. The ship is gone below, but normal life still floats.
Rescuers measure time and hard facts, arrival, conditions, head count, knowing the sea already decided the rest.
When the last raft is secured, rescue turns into recovery of answers, timelines, and truth. Somewhere beneath, the ship rests in darkness, proof that water always wins eventually.
Investigators will ask what failed. Survivors will remember the tilt and the sound of metal tearing.
Out here, everything can change in minutes. Sometimes rescue doesn't arrive in time for the ship, only for you.